Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let me give you a wrist check here. I am wearing my Bling Master 5000 in all of its glorious gold tone silliness. So my wife calls it my stupidest watch, but it's one of the funnest ones that I have. This question comes from Deutschland, from Lennart. Lennart says, "Hi Bruce, normally I don't contact random people asking them for advice, but I watched some of your YouTube videos and became a quiet fan, and I thought maybe you can help me. The point is, I want to buy my first watch. I will finish university in summer, and I think this will be the perfect occasion for my first buy." Now, Lennart, awesome. I think that's great. Big congrats to you for nearing the education completion here at university. I think that's a huge accomplishment and would be a perfect occasion, like you said, to buy your first watch. I think that's awesome. Now, there's a but. I want to buy an everyday watch. I do not want to build up an entire collection. That's at least my plan. But this makes it even harder to find the right watch. I really like the Nomos Orion, which is of course a dress watch, but maybe with some nice vintage leather straps, it will do the job. I also like the Sinn 556i and the Rolex Explorer in Datejust, but I just cannot justify spending so much money for a watch. On the other hand, I don't want to buy a Sinn, which maybe I don't like in a few years anymore, and then spend my money on an Explorer. You see, it's not easy for me, so if you have any advice or recommendations, I'd very much appreciate that. Cheers and greetings out of Germany, Lennart. Well, thanks for taking the time to reach out. I do appreciate it. I do think you're kind of in a tough situation here, but I'm happy to give my opinions and do with them as you will. Now, the two watches that you reference here, the Nomos and the Sinn, I've had experience with. I've reviewed each of them here on the channel, and I enjoy each of them. But like you mentioned, they're very different. One's very tooly, one's very dressy, and they're not easy to compare head to head. So I would ask you, Lennart, when you graduate from university, what's your lifestyle going to be like? Are you going to be dressing in business attire on a day-to-day situation? If that's the case, the Nomos would be perfect. It would look awesome with slacks and a button-up shirt in that business environment with the detail work and just the wrist presence. Nomos is so underrated as a watch brand. I know it does get a lot of love from some people, some reviewers, including myself, but it's deserved. It's a really great brand. Now, if you're not going to be dressing up on a day-to-day situation and you're going to be more casual, maybe like me who wears a baseball cap and shorts most days of the week, then I would say the Sinn would be very at home on your wrist and would make a really good purchase for an everyday watch. So I would really ask yourself, which one is going to be more at home on your wrist with your lifestyle upon graduation here from university? I think that should be the deciding factor. Now, there's one watch that I want to throw at you that maybe you've considered, maybe you haven't. I think it's a good one to consider, and that's another Sinn, the 104. Now, the 104, in my opinion, is a little bit dressier than the 556, but less dressy than the Nomos, a little bit more toolish. And I think strikes a nice happy medium between the two styles. So it could look at home with shorts and a t-shirt, or it could look very sharp with a nice pair of slacks, dress shoes, and a button-up shirt. So consider the 104. And one of the reasons why I suggest it is it holds value pretty well. More so than the 556 and more so than the Orion. So maybe, like you mentioned, a few years from now, if you really want to get that Explorer or the Datejust, you can flip out of the 104 and lose less money than you would if you bought the 556 or the Orion. And it's hard to predict what we're going to be into in 3 years, right? I look at myself. 3 years from now, I hope to be wearing an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, my Grail watch. 3 years ago from now, I think I was wearing a Sarb 33 or Damasco as my daily wear watch. I've owned so many watches over the years, it's hard to remember exactly. But you can really go a long way in 3 years. So it's kind of hard to project. So that's why I would suggest consider the 104 and consider your lifestyle. If you're going to be in business attire more often, if you're going to be more casual, and try to make that purchase accordingly. But above all, I think it's awesome that you're graduating from university, you're buying your first everyday watch. That's an exciting thing. And to commemorate the years of education that you've gone through, I just think that's awesome. So congrats to you, and keep me posted on what you end up doing. I'd like to know. And guys, if you have some suggestions for Lennart here in Deutschland, please sound off in the comment section. And if you have a question for me that you'd like me to cover in a video, my email address is here in the description. So again, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.